Welcome to the SoberQ podcast.
Hi, my name's Tamara and I'm an alcoholic. The topic is what convinced us to try AA's 12-step program. When reflecting on this topic for discussion, I thought a lot about my years of drinking and the many attempts that I made to control my drinking or access help or seek outside help. I sought help through psychologists, psychiatrists, Reiki healers, volunteer work, all sorts of manner of professional help to stop drinking or to moderate my drinking. However, I don't believe that I was ready, so I was dishonest with those services. I wasn't really able to look at myself because I was still convinced in my mind that I could somewhat control my own drinking or that I had some power of my own drinking. I hadn't come to terms with the fact that I was powerless over alcohol and my life had become unmanageable. So those attempts to try measures to stop or moderate just weren't going to work. I came into the rooms after a series of incidents and a major car accident, which didn't stop me drinking, however, just brought me to the gates of insanity where I went missing for a week and really felt that I'd lost my mind. I had a step one experience where I knew I was powerless over alcohol and my life had become unmanageable because I hadn't planned to drink that night, and the events that had occurred and the subsequent accident really showed to me how powerless I was, and that when I consume alcohol, I cannot control my drinking or manage outcomes. I came to the rooms through a drug and alcohol counsellor who was a member of AA and another fellowship, and suggested that I try AA. Connecting with that alcoholic, someone with lived experience, was really vital for me. I trusted that his experience and his truth could possibly work for me, and I got to my first meeting. At my first meeting, I met a woman who was very kind and had stated to me after the meeting that if I was alcoholic and it was only for me to say, I could end up dead in a mental institution or jail. And then she said to me, but there is a solution, and it's in this 12-step program. I never forgot the words, there is a solution, and in this 12-step program, and she offered me her number. There was something about the connection that I had with her and her own lived experience that I believed in. And, you know, I had the gift of desperation. I had gotten to the point where I had tried everything else and I was willing and had conceded to my innermost self that I was powerless over alcohol. And so I just trusted her. I called her the next day and she talked to me about the steps, about sponsorship and going through the big book, and that the solution was in the 12 steps. We made a time to meet and I was round at her house in a few days' time and started to work through the steps. So what convinced me was my own admission of my powerlessness, that I had tried everything else and nothing else had worked, and the lived experience of someone who drank like me and had found a solution through the 12 steps and recovered.
If you would like to share your experience on a recovery question, visit the SoberQ podcast website at soberq.com. Thanks for listening.